All right, Retro Jersey Podcast tuning in. Got my boy Larry S in the building.
Oh
Jamal.
man.
We today is going to go over some classic NBA topics. Just classic revisits. Looking up the past 20 years probably since 2000. We're
Okay.
just going to revisit a couple of things, have some combos about that. But how you feeling today, Jay?
Man, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, first thing
Looking
we
at
get
look,
into is these draft
looking at
classes.
these draft yeah, looking at these draft classes
Gotta get into these
is
draft classes.
wild.
We're gonna go over what from 2000 to what 2016.
15. But yeah, 15, 16.
All right. So
Man,
you can start wherever you want
yeah,
to.
hey, we just gonna start on 2009 right now because this is
Right.
what I'm doing. Um, so so DeMar DeRozan got
Mhm,
picked number 9.
mhm.
People that got picked in front of DeMar, or matter of fact, I'm gonna start with DeMar got picked at number 9. Steph Curry got picked at number 7
Okay.
in that draft class. People ahead of Steph Curry, Johnny Flynn,
hmm
crazy. Ricky
So
Rubio,
let me try to be on the side of the people here because I think revisionist history is a part of it. So
true.
Johnny Flynn, point guard at Syracuse, uh, very very good point guard, very aggressive. Kind of reminds you of how Raymond Felton played, like an improved Raymond Felton, and Raymond Felton was cold at the time.
Okay.
So that was supposed to be a big pick, and that definitely was a bust. That's like a legit bust because that was supposed to be something
Right.
great, and you passed on Steph Curry. And so Ricky Rubio, they was comparing him to Steve Nash at the time.
True. Now I love Ricky Rubio, and I was really big on him before he came, just because of
hmm
his story, like playing with grown men at like 16 years old and like actually being a quality point guard. So I wasn't looking back. Of course, you would not have known what Steph was gonna be.
Right.
But like, if you just go based off of now, you're definitely taking Steph over Ricky Rubio. Definitely over Johnny Flynn.
Yeah.
Tyreek Evans got picked 4th in that draft. Now
How
Tyreek in college was nasty. He
nasty.
was very nasty in college, and we thought he was gonna be sick in the NBA. He's never produced what he was supposed to be
So real
in the
quick,
NBA.
if you had a chance to redo it now, and you could change like instead of the Kings getting him, maybe certain things go differently. Would you still pick Tyreek over Steph? Because Tyreek was averaging like 25 and 5 on a trash team. And he was a problem, and he just kind of just fizzled out. But I think if you give him another fresh start with like a different team, possibly back then, I don't know if I'll pick him over Steph, but I'm not so mad at picking Tyreek Evans. That's my thing.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Now Tyreek, he's a what is he like 6'6"? He's
Big
a
point.
big guard,
Yeah.
and like he's fast, can play. Like so, you do have that. Now maybe if he did go to a different team, it might have been a little different. But I know Tyreek only had what like 4, maybe 3 or 4 strong years, like out of high school or out of college.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe. He did just kind of fizzle out.
He fizzled out.
Now number 3 in that draft was James Harden. Not mad at that.
Who's number
Not
one?
mad at that at all. You said what?
Who's number one?
Number 2 was a shame to beat though.
Oh, that's bust. No excuses.
Yeah. Now at the time, the Grizzlies, we had to give them cut them some slack because that's really the only position that they were like not even necessarily lacking in, but they had just got OJ Mayo the year before. They had Michael Conley, they
hmm
had Rudy Gay, they had Zach Randolph, and then they had Mark Gasol.
Yeah.
So they might have gone for Blake Griffin had the Clippers not have taken him first.
What's another center that went ahead of Machine to beat? That's possible.
The only other center in that draft was Byron Mullins.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, you just got to take a Sheen.
Yeah,
Uh,
you got to take a shame. The only other power forward you did have Taj Gibson at
yeah,
like
but
the
you're probably gonna
next
pick him with the
power
third.
forward. Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, Taj ended up going 26 in that draft. But yeah, so in front of Steph were some like people like, dang, like I don't. It's
hmm
like, oh snap, you may have missed it. And then the first pick in that draft was Blake Griffin.
Okay. So
So
Hashim, yeah, it would if it would have worked, it would have been amazing. He didn't have to do much, but he couldn't do anything.
yeah, he was too skinny.
Yeah.
Especially in a league where like at that point in the league, it wasn't about 3-point shooting. Like it was about being physical in the paint.
Yeah.
And he was tall, but he wasn't built. Excuse me. He wasn't built for NBA play. Maybe if he'd have stayed a couple more years at Connecticut, it would have been different. Or maybe one more year, just played out his senior year would have been different. But yeah, he didn't last long at all in the NBA.
Not at all.
Yeah, so that was a tough one.
Was that
Steph
one?
got picked behind a lot of people. Now nobody knew he was gonna be Steph of today. He had a couple of moments at Davidson where it was like, yo, like this kid could be real, but still, you're not. It's like, dang, you weren't thinking that he was gonna become what he was.
No, I don't think anybody saw that.
Nah.
But yeah, that's a crazy draft.
2009 was interesting.
What 2010 next?
No, I was gonna go back. We might as well start from the beginning. We were just talking about 9. But so I went to 2000.
Okay.
2000 is interesting. Now, this is gonna be for like real NBA fans that have been watching NBA for a minute, because there's a lot of people on here that people may not even know.
Did Kmart go first?
Kenyon Martin went first.
Okay, remember that one.
Number 2 was Stromile Swift.
Stromile Swift was nasty. He was before his time. He was like the best of what Tyrese Thomas could have been. Stromile Swift was okay.
I don't remember him. I don't
He
even
played for
remember.
the Grizzlies.
Okay, how long did he play?
He probably had like a 7-year NBA career, but he had a couple 11 rebound. He was like a good like 13 and 7 at his height, probably like 14 and like 9. But he dunk wise, like he was a lengthy dunker.
Yeah, I see he was 6'10", 220. Yeah. So I know this is old too, because this is when the Grizzlies were in Vancouver. Like, I don't even remember like truly the Grizzlies being in Vancouver.
Yeah.
You got Darius Miles, who went number 3. Like at the time in college, he was kind of nasty, especially here in Illinois. Like that was kind of lit to see. You got Marcus Fizer.
That's the Bulls. Oh. Marcus Fizer was a wannabe Carlos Boozer before Carlos Boozer was here. He was trash, dude. He was trash.
Marcus, he was just a big body. Like that's all he was.
Bulls spent their draft pick on that. That was Marcus Fizer.
Now, Mike Miller went number 5. Like that's a good pick. Mike Miller's been a solid player in the NBA, never like a star. But would you say he lived up to a number 5 pick in that draft?
I think so.
Yeah, sure. I'm not mad at his career after that. DeMar Johnson, Dermar.
No, I can't play.
Yeah, he only played 7 seasons. Went the 6th pick in the NBA draft. Chris Mim went number 7.
Okay, he had a decent career.
He had a decent career, but after Chris Mim, Jamal Crawford, number 8 in that draft.
Nice.
Man, like Jamal's had a career.
3-time 6th man of the year.
Miles had a career. Who picked him? The Cleveland Cavaliers picked him. So they knew what they were doing with Miles. Even though he was only in Cleveland for what, like 4 or 5 years or something like that.
No, he came to the Bulls. I think he got traded draft night to us.
Oh, draft! Yeah. Oh, he immediately played on Bulls.
Yeah, he played on Bulls from jump. I don't know what trade he get him. He was there from jump.
Okay, you got Joe Prisbilla. Kenyon Dooling, who I remember in college.
Yeah,
college
good.
Was cold. Yeah, he was cold in college. And then the some of the highest people, in my opinion, on the draft, you got Hedo Turkoglu, number 16 in that draft. Hedo was cold, but I guess he was coming from overseas. Ain't know what to expect. I'm not mad at his career. He definitely played better than a 16 overall pick, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Quentin Richardson went after Hedo. Quinn was cold.
Yeah.
Quinn was cold. Desmond Mason was also he was good for what he was. None too special. Deshaun Stevenson went 23rd in that draft.
That's quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good drafting right there. Craziest one though, the 43rd pick in this draft, my G, Michael Redd.
Wow, the shooter they went to Milwaukee.
Yeah. Michael Redd went 43rd in this draft.
That's probably the best person in the draft.
one of.
Olympic gold medalist, averaging 25 points a game a couple years.
Yeah, somebody did their homework on him.
For sure.
So all right, let's see. Now we on 2001.
What we looking like?
2001 had some bodies.
What we looking like?
All right. Yo. Okay, so number one in the draft, your boy Michael Jordan was scouted and speaking very, very highly of this man right here, Kwame Brown.
Small head.
Oh man, Kwame Brown.
Horrible. That's bust.
Worst pick in draft history. Worst number one.
Yeah, I mean, do you have like people like Anthony Bennett? Well, the thing though is about Kwame Brown, it was like Michael Jordan picked him. That's his first draft pick that he picked, and you picked Kwame Brown. So a lot of pressure, and he was.
But he didn't. He lived up to none of that pressure. Like none of what he was supposed to be.
Nothing.
He may not have even. He probably wasn't even supposed to be in the NBA.
Well, what was Kwame Brown high school stats look like to make him number one? I got to figure that out.
Yeah, let's look. I'll look it up right now. Now he probably was going crazy in high school just because he was probably like 7 feet. No skill, like just pure height and big bodiness.
he might be like a high school legend though. He might have been the coldest thing niggas ever seen in high school. He just wasn't.
Let's see. Kwame Brown height. Oh man, look at this man face when you get a chance. On Google. Oh man.
Looks scared. So it's like, okay, his senior averages were 20 points, 13 rebounds, 5 blocks, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Well, Brown was a senior. He had a 24-7 record and reached the Georgia State semifinals. He is the Glenn Academy, which is in Georgia, school's all-time leading rebounder, shot blocker, and finished second all-time in scoring. And he was 2001 All-American. So, I mean, Brown was consistently rated as the best high school player in his class. So, I mean, I guess he was that shit. I guess.
Also, look how big he was, though.
Yeah, he was like 7'1".
He was huge. Like, nah.
He was a man in high school, but he don't have no skill.
Like you can't draft him to the NBA. Like when you talk about people who come from high school, like Kobe, Bron, like those people, that was skill.
But when you talking about big man, you got Tyson Chandler and Eddie Curry.
True. So that's tough. But yeah, so he went number one. This is crazy though, because like 4 of these people, 4, maybe 5. It looks like 4 people got drafted right out of high school in this draft. So after Kwame Brown, Tyson Chandler.
Mm-hmm.
That's a solid pick. Long career. He started off kind of playing well, so he came right out of high school, and he from Compton, so you already know what it is with Tyson. No games being played.
Yeah.
After Tyson, number 3 was Pau Gasol. Not mad at that.
No.
Great pick. Imagine if Michael Jordan would have picked either one of them.
Yeah, probably more Pau Gasol.
Yeah,
I think Tyson Chandler probably would have gave up on, but Pau Gasol for sure. That's a win. That's a win.
Number 4 in that draft was Eddie Curry.
Mm-hmm.
So solid pick. We know what Eddie is. He came out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Richardson was number 5.
He had a good career.
Yeah, he had a good career. Absolutely. Shane Battier, number 6.
Oh,
good career. Eddie Griffin. I don't really remember Eddie Griffin.
Power forward, kind of like a versatile. He was like the first PJ Tucker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh snap! I didn't realize he got killed in a car crash.
I think that was probably the reason. Yeah.
Yeah, 2007. That's wild. So he only played in the NBA for like 6 years or 7 years, and then ended up dying in a car crash. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The Sagana Diop. You remember Diop?
Yeah, the Cavaliers. He was okay.
Yeah, he was okay. Out of high school, another one out of high school. It's hit or miss with drafting these dudes out of high school.
Yeah.
Rodney White went number 9.
I don't know who it is.
Yeah, I feel like I remember the name, but this is where it gets interesting. So Joe Johnson went number 10 in this draft.
Okay.
Now, of course, above Kwame Brown, you taking Joe Johnson, but like some of these other people, like Tyson, Pau Gasol, Eddie, Jason Rich, like I don't know if that wasn't like if they could have even chosen Joe Johnson, like
What,
passing up
what
on some of those
college?
other guys.
What college did Joe Johnson go to?
Arkansas.
Okay. It depends on how his college career was. I'm pretty sure maybe he wasn't shocking people that much. Maybe people know exactly what they're gonna get from him. So I think going
Yeah,
back, yeah, I don't see that being like a huge glaring miss.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, you got Vladimir Radmanovich, number
That's
12.
great. That's great.
That's a good one. Um, Zach Randolph is the next like big one. He went number 19 in that draft.
Definitely went him instead of Kwame Brown.
Man, you taking Zach Randolph over Eddie Curry?
Probably not at that time though. Eddie Curry and was dominating in high school. He was national.
Yeah.
So
No,
I'm pretty sure
I'm
Zach
not
was,
mad at that.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Brendan Haywood went right after Zach Randolph. He had a real short career.
I think he played a
Um,
long career. Brandon had no.
did he?
I think he played to like he was on that Dallas Mavericks team
Oh,
that
he was on the championship team. Yeah,
yeah.
you're right. So this is where it gets even more interesting. Gerald Wallace went number 25. Now, we know how I feel about Gerald Wallace, but I'm sure people like kind of had their reserves about him.
Mm-hmm.
The people that got picked after Gerald Wallace, Samuel Dallenbay.
Okay.
He was what he was. He's a good big man, solid big man. Jamal Tinsley.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Jamal Tinsley got picked after Gerald Wallace. Tony Parker
That's
went
just
number.
pop. That's a pop pick.
Yeah.
Nobody would pick Tony Parker. Tony Parker.
Yo, he went 28th in that draft.
Mm-hmm.
Gilbert Arenas went 31st in that draft.
Wow.
Second round pick, Gilbert Arenas. That's crazy.
Yeah. You already know what Gilbert is. That's just a
Yeah,
fact.
we know what Gilbert is. Other than that, nobody else really like that's eye popping or anything. But Gilbert going that late in that draft is crazy. And so is Tony Parker. I know Pop was on it, but still, that's crazy.
Excellent scouting.
Yeah. Because Tony was that boy. 2002 was a little not really too crazy. We had Yao Ming going number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, you got Amari Stoudemire went number 9.
Mm-hmm.
It was some random people going ahead of Amari Stoudemire.
Who was ahead of Amari?
Mike Dunleavy.
He was good.
He was good in college. It's Duke.
Yeah.
That was and it was him and Jay Williams at Duke during that year. Jay Williams went number 2. You got Drew Gooden. So yeah, I'm not. I mean, Chris Wilcox. You do have Nene. Nene did go ahead of Amari Stoudemire too.
I would say Jay Williams is a bust also. As a Bulls fan, I can say that with utmost confidence that he was a bust.
So we were excited to get it, or like Chicago was excited to get Jay. I remember that.
That was about inflating as you can get as a fan. Because
but yeah, so you got Nene. Who you taking, Nene or Amari?
I mean Amari, but Amari was out of high school. But Nene, I think, played on Olympic teams in Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like,
Yeah. Kareem Rush. John Salmons went number 26 in that draft.
Quality.
Carlos Boozer went number 35 in that draft.
Carlos Boozer. I don't even know how to feel about Carlos Boozer.
I don't either. Like I feel like he was cold, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, his ceiling was very, very visible. Like, you know exactly what Carlos Boozer wasn't going to do.
You know where he wasn't going to finish. I feel that. 2003.
All-time great.
It's a stacked. It's a stacked. So you got LeBron James, number 1. We already know what LeBron is. Now, this was a real controversial one because I remember this. You had Darko Milicic going number 2 with Carmelo going number 3, Chris Bosh going number 4, D-Wade going number 5.
Okay. So here's my defense of the Pistons. They've always held the same defense. Because they weren't going to get Carmelo. They weren't going to draft him because they had Tayshaun Prince Richard Hamilton, Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace at the time. And so you just need a power forward. So Carmelo wasn't going to happen. Chris Bosh is the only person that you could probably say you would want to put him in that position. But at the time, Darko was like the overseas LeBron
True.
of like power forwards.
True.
So like you can't pass up on overseas LeBron when LeBron is number one. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you kind of gotta do that. So that'd be my defense of them because they were never gonna pick Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, I forgot. Like at that time, they were like the new Bad Boys Pistons.
Yeah.
What was that? Dirty. What were they called? Like with Tayshaun and Ben Wallace and all. Was it Bad Boys?
Yeah. Bad Boy Pistons.
I thought it was something else. I know we had the original Bad Boys back in the day.
Mm-hmm. They probably had a lot of different. They was on fire, so I'm pretty sure there's a lot of different groups they had. So that's not them.
Yeah, so I'm not too mad at that. After D-Wade, yeah, Chris came in. Number 7 was Kirk Hinrich.
My boy, Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk. He was cold. We know what Cap was. Mm-hmm. He'll be a Bulls legend. They need to retire his jersey, man.
Please.
Yeah. It was sad to see him go to Atlanta. Like I wanted him to finish his career in Chicago.
Yeah, me too, man.
You had Michael Sweetney.
Trash as hell. Oh.
Yeah. Now Michael Petrus is interesting. I liked him in Orlando. Like I feel like he was a solid player in Orlando.
Yeah. Good 3-and-D player.
Exactly. Sure. Classic 3-and-D player.
Yeah.
After that, Kendrick Perkins went number 27th in the draft. Now I know Kendrick wasn't supposed to be like an all-time great or anything like that.
He had a great career though.
Yeah, he had a great career. Mo Williams, another notable name, number 47.
Nice.
Now, Kyle Korver, number 51 in that draft. Think he should have been higher?
No, I think it's still in the second round. Kyle Korver, he's not going to stay with one team that drafts him. I think Kyle Korver is destined to just know his role as a shooter and just travel around the league like that, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So second. I'm not mad at second. But it's some people in that draft. You like, hold up, I'd have picked Kyle over him though.
True. But at some point you would end up trading him regardless, you know.
Yeah. Now, 2004. We got Dwight Howard going number 1. Very fair. Again, out of high school. Emeka Okafor going number 2. You got Ben Gordon at 3, though. Is that too high for Ben Gordon? A little low? What you think?
The Bulls drafted him at 3, no?
Yeah, Bulls drafted him at number 3.
Who was picked after Ben Gordon? What other guard picked after Ben Gordon?
So you got a couple. You got Sean Livingston. Was he? Yeah, he was. You got Sean Livingston.
Okay.
Devin Harris. Luol Deng. Andre Iguodala. Sebastian Telfair. J.R. Smith. Josh Smith too was in that draft. Josh Smith was number 17 in that draft.
That's crazy. So there's a Ben Gordon question. I probably would, at that time, it's between Ben Gordon and like Devin Harris. Devin Harris went to Wisconsin. Devin Harris was also cold at Wisconsin. But I think Ben Gordon won a championship, so it's kind of hard to like not pick him.
He also had Emeka Okafor with him though at UConn.
Right. That's a hard one. I think I still pick Ben Gordon.
That's hard.
I think I still pick Ben Gordon.
Yeah, I think I still would too. But yeah, Luol Deng was in that draft class. He went number 7. Andre Iguodala actually went after Luol Deng. He went number 9 in that draft. Hold on one second.
Luol Deng.
Weekend.
Andre Iguodala.
Some of the other people got Al Jefferson went number 15. Chris Humphries went ahead of Al Jefferson.
That's horrible.
That's horrible.
What pick was that?
That was number 15. Chris Humphries went number 14.
A little bit too late for it to be a bust, but that was close. That was close.
Yeah. Darrell Wright was also in this draft class. I don't know if you remember Darrell, but he was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, Kevin Martin. Now Kevin Martin didn't have the longest career, but man, I think he's higher than the 26. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, for sure. I think so also. It definitely he did his thing. He had a little playoff streak with the Kings. I remember he beat the Spurs at the buzzer on the layup.
Yeah.
And then Houston, he had a nice career at Houston. I think he averaged 20 points a couple of times.
Yeah, like he definitely outplayed what his draft was.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I definitely wouldn't have taken him that late.
Yeah.
Sasha, my boy Sasha Vujacic. Yeah, he went number 27.
That's funny.
You know,
he could stay at 27.
Yeah, he could definitely stay at 27. Tony Allen went number 25 in that draft class.
Love Tony Allen.
Yeah. So and then J.R. Smith and Josh Smith. J.R. went 18th, Josh went 17th.
I love Josh Smith.
Yeah, that's a little low for Josh. That's a little low for Josh. But I don't remember what he was like in at school. Oh no, he came straight out of high school. I feel like he was balling in high school. Oak Hill.
Oak Hill, yeah, he had to be.
Yeah.
But it is. Oak Hill was like the Kentucky of like high schools.
Yeah.
But people just coming through,
Yeah. Chris Duhon, you remember your boy Chris?
Duke, yeah. Chris Duhon had a nice little career, man. People try to front on Chris Duhon.
No, he did. He had a nice little joint.
He's a good young man.
And then Trevor Ariza went number 43 in that draft pick.
That's a steal. Big steal.
That's a steal. And yeah, that's really all that was in that one.
Mm.
Let's hit 2005 real quick.
2005. Was that 2005? I can't remember that one.
2005 was a little you had Andrew Bogut went number 1 to the Bucks. I'm not too mad at that because like Andrew, I guess he played as well as he could have. It's not really a stacked draft class.
Who went number 2?
Marvin Williams.
Oh, it was that one. Both of them is just like we was actually dating that, and it was like it don't matter.
Exactly. I don't remember who the Hawks had at that time.
They had Joe Johnson. Yeah, Josh Smith, Joe Johnson. I think at point guard. I don't think they had really anybody at point guard. Marvin Williams was supposed to fit in that though. Joe Johnson, Josh Smith, Marvin Williams. Yeah.
So this is where it gets interesting. You have that, like you have Josh Smith, you have Joe Johnson. Guess who in number 3? Darren Williams.
Oh.
Darren Williams went number 3. Chris Paul went number 4 in that draft class.
Yeah.
Somebody dropped the ball.
Yeah. I don't remember who they had a point guard for the Hawks. For the Bucks, point guard. I don't remember who they had either because it wasn't Brandon Jennings yet. So it's nobody that should be highly sold on to like not draft the point guard on.
Yeah, over Chris Paul or Darren Williams. I don't think they didn't have them.
No, not
you had Raymond Felton. Raymond Felton went number 5 in that draft.
He was balling in college though.
He was balling. That's still just thinking about it now, like looking back, that's crazy. But also this draft class was kind of weak. You had Andrew Bynum who went number 10. Now, the Lakers, they got good use out of him. Like he was a bust, but the Lakers used him properly. Like for that draft pick that he got, because he got a ring with LA, right? Like he got 2. I'm not mad at them for that. Like they got him for what he was supposed to do and got him up out of there.
Yeah.
I love Andrew, but he tweaked after he left LA.
The perm is when
the perm wrap. Didn't he injure his hand bowling or something?
Why are you balling so seriously? So you break your hand. It's never that serious.
Oh man. So yeah, you have Andrew Bynum went number 10 in that. You got Danny Granger who went number 17. Nice. He might have even been able to go a little bit higher. I'm kind of high on Danny Granger.
Yeah.
You had Gerald Green go to Boston out of high school. Now, that might have been a steal for them, maybe. I
No, it
don't
was
know.
high. Gerald Green never really did anything in his NBA career until like the last 2 years of it with Houston.
Okay.
Gerald Green was never really.
I'm not mad at that. Nate Robinson went 21st.
No, oddly enough, he should be higher.
He should. He should.
Oddly enough,
Especially as I'm looking at this list, it's like, yo, he should have gone a little bit higher, but also it's a very like, especially like top 15, it's a very like power forward center heavy draft.
Mm.
So I was interesting. That's interesting to see. Jared Jack went 22. My boy Luther Head from Illinois went number 24. Luther.
That boy was hot streak, boy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. David Lee, solid power forward in the league, went 30th in that draft. That's not too high or too low for him. I'm not mad at that because he had a solid little career. Nothing extravagant, but he got the job done to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, man, Ronnie Turioff, he went number 30. He went 37th.
D Brown, where was he at?
D Brown,
did he get drafted?
I don't know if he got drafted.
Because remember he was a cold.
He was with Luther. Yeah, he was with Luther. Him and Luther were going wild.
And Darren, all three.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And D was kind of cold. People just, I don't know why nobody really fucked with him like that. He was cold.
D was cold. Now this is where it gets kind of interesting. You got Monte Ellis, number 40.
Out of high school.
But he was balling in Golden State.
He was. Monte Ellis was a bucket.
He was a bucket, walking bucket. Especially for him to come out of high school too. Like,
yeah.
Monte Ellis was something. You got Lou Williams, also out of high school. 45th pick in the draft.
I don't know.
What is it, like 3-time sixth man of the year?
Yeah. Maybe they slept on him because those two were small scoring guards in high school, and maybe they think it would translate, but it definitely did.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and then you got Marcin Gortat at number 57.
He had a nice career.
Yeah, he had a solid career. Nothing major, but he had a solid career.
Mm-hmm.
2006, who we looking like?
What it look like?
2006, we got number 1 in the draft, Andrea Bargnani.
Bust, in my opinion.
You right. Like, I'm not mad at him being called a bust. I wanted those couple years that he did play though, or like he had a couple of really good years.
But going
Marcus Aldridge, you said what?
Going number 1 was kind of too much for Andre Bargnani to be.
Yeah, especially when you hear the rest of the people in the draft. LaMarcus Aldridge, number 2.
Yep,
that's a good one. Now here come a bust. I
already know.
Adam Morrison, number 3.
But
man, I had high hopes for Adam. Hold on, even in the league though, he was a summer league god though. Like he was like summer league god. He greatest summer league player of all time, man. Adam Morrison will go crazy.
When the lights are off, that nigga be balling his ass off.
Yes. Yo,
them empty, he be going ham on it.
That's like one of the dudes that like when you go to the court, it's like that one white dude that you like, dang, he can hoop. Like that's Adam Morrison. Like he can hoop with any legs, but when it really count, he's not gonna come through. Yeah, he's a GOAT at the summer league. He went number 3, bust.
That's another Michael pick.
Yeah. Bobcats. He thought he had one. Tyrese Thomas went number 4.
Bust.
He should have been. I like him, but he should have been much better.
Yeah.
Now Sheldon Williams. I don't really remember Sheldon. Do you? Bust.
He went to Duke. He's actually Candace Parker's husband.
Ah, okay.
He went to Duke. He was really good at Duke, but in the NBA, nothing. I think he played like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I'm looking at his face. I don't even remember him.
Yeah, he ugly motherfucker too. I remember that.
Brandon Roy went number 6 in that draft. So ahead of Brandon Roy, you had Sheldon Williams, Tyrese Thomas, Adam Morrison, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Andrea Bargnani.
Adam Morrison.
Yeah, Michael could have had him. Michael could have had Brandon Roy, but he picked Adam Morrison.
Yeah, no.
Randy Foye went number 7.
He had a nice career.
He had a nice career. Rudy Gay went number 8. Rudy had a great career. I think well, not a great career, but he had a solid career.
He was cold at UConn too.
Yeah. JJ Redick went number 11. We all know what JJ Redick, like when he was highly touted when he was coming out.
Yes.
Yeah, as a shooter, as a pure shooter, nothing more. Other than that, oh snap, Rajon Rondo went number 21 in that draft.
That's nasty.
That's nasty. Somebody was scouting. A scout deserves something for that. Kyle Lowry went number 24 in that draft, and then Shannon Brown went number 25. Shannon's having a little bit of life now. He's been in the league for a while though.
Shannon Brown not in the league no more.
Is it? He's not in. Who am I talking about then?
You probably talking about like Sterling Brown.
Maybe. I thought it was
Shannon Brown won with the. I don't know if he won with the Lakers, but he was on that Laker team.
Yeah. He was there when Kobe was there, but I don't think he won with him though.
Oh, yeah.
PJ Tucker, number 35 in the draft.
My boy, the glue.
Yeah, boy, PJ, that's your guy. Boobie Gibson, he went number 42 in the draft.
That's fitting. That's fitting.
42. Oh, okay. D Brown went the next year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he stayed till his senior year.
That's the problem. I thought they all came out together. Oh, that's why.
Yeah. D Brown went number 46 in that draft.
I don't remember him without Darren Williams in them, so
I don't either. Then you had Paul Millsap going number 47. Now, I'm not the biggest Paul Millsap fan because I really don't know what he does like as over, but he should be higher than 47 in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know what Paul Millsap does.
I just don't know he be doing. Like he be having buckets and like he averaged like 18, 20, but I just don't know.
That's funny as hell.
So yeah, 2006 was a little off. 2007 had some joints in it.
What we got?
All right, so we got Greg go to number 1. When Greg was healthy, he was a dog.
No, for sure, but that was like
never healthy. Never healthy. Kevin Durant was number 2. Portland could have been something had they had just gone ahead and picked up KD.
Brandon Roy would have been on that team too, no?
Yeah, Brandon Roy,
Kevin Durant, and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Oh my Lord,
that's unstoppable. That's okay.
That's big 3 right there before big threes.
Yeah.
Al Horford went number 3. Though. Yeah, Al Horford went number 3. I'm not mad at that.
No.
Michael Conley went number 4.
It's cool.
Jeff Green went number 5.
I didn't know he got drafted that high.
Who?
Jeff Green.
Yeah, I didn't either. Jeff Green went number 5. He had a solid little career.
Yeah.
You had Yi Julian.
Oh, horrible.
Yeah, horrible. Corey Brewer. Brandon Wright, one of our alum, Homewood Flossmoor alum.
Brandon Wright.
Who do we have?
You had Julian Wright.
Julian Wright. My bad.
Let's go. I was like, did he go? I just want to get bust. That's it.
Yeah. Joakim Noah went number 9.
Who?
Joakim.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, he went number 9. His career.
Would you take Joakim or Al Horford?
I'm gonna take Al.
That's fair.
Because he just longevity.
That's fair.
Joakim had a couple amazing years, like at least like 4 like amazing years.
Yeah.
But Al Horford had, like 18 or like 12 at least, solid years. And then Joakim Noah's rookie year, I definitely would have taken Al Horford because
he was trash. Oh my god! I was like, why do we pick this motherfucker?
Joakim was horrible his rookie year.
He looked lost out there, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, this shit is ridiculous, man.
Yeah. Okay, so Julian Wright went number 13 in the draft.
Unfortunately, I would say he was definitely a bust.
Yeah, he's a bust.
Big
Thaddeus
bust.
Young went 12th. Marco Bellinelli, number 18.
Marco, that's a cool dude.
Yeah. Wilson went number 23. I forgot he was in this draft class. Wilson Chandler.
Solid player.
Carl Landry went 31st. Who? That's a little low. Somebody was scouting on that one.
Who?
Carl Landry.
You think Carl Landry was good?
He was all right. Nah, never mind. I looked at his face and remember who he was. Yeah. Yeah, never mind. My bad.
Good.
Other than that, nobody else really. Oh, Marc Gasol went 48th in the draft.
This is funny. And this is really funny. Okay, look. Y'all picked Marc Gasol at 49th. Y'all didn't even want him. The Lakers, y'all didn't even want him.
Yeah.
50th was the Bulls, and I really, really wanted him. Like y'all stole him from us.
Yeah, Jay.
Next pick is Bulls, and I was
Aaron
like,
Gray.
what the fuck? Aaron Gray. We had to settle with Aaron Gray. I'm like, we could have Marc Gasol. That's what was first.
Yeah.
I'm like, please let him still be there.
We traded him immediately.
Right. I'm just like, bro, y'all didn't even want him.
y'all got Aaron Gray instead.
I was super fan. I was watching the second round back then. I was like, yo, we got the 50th pick to get something.
Yo, that's crazy that he went that late and you were waiting. You could have had him.
I was like, oh shit, he ain't close to one more pick. And Lakers, I'm like, y'all got a center. Why would y'all pick Marc Gasol?
Just to trade him. Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's sad. I feel bad for you. I know, because I know how salty you were. I've only had that happen in 2K, and I know how salty I was. When
you drinking with Aaron Gray. That's how close he is to the average person.
I was sharing Shirley Temples with Adam Gray. Like
Aaron Gray, weak as hell, G. Like weak as hell. Why were you at the same bar as Aaron Gray?
Just drinking with him, talking to him like it was my homie. So yeah, we can go back over to 2008 real quick too. So yeah, you got Derrick Rose number 1. We already know. Michael Beasley number 2, Miami. Bust.
Damn.
Bust. I'm gonna say
I can't say he was a bust because he was a piece for a long time in the NBA. He was a character in the NBA. Like he was definitely in it. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Even
true.
though he didn't do what he was supposed to do, he still was here all the way into the end, you know.
Number 2 though?
I don't think there's anybody else you would have chosen if you could redraft beside Michael Beasley at that point.
Okay.
If somebody picked ahead of him that you'd be like, oh, definitely I would have.
OJ.
At power forward.
True. Now, Kevin Love, you taking Kevin Love over Michael?
Yeah.
Kevin Love went number 5 in that draft. Danilo went number 6. I'm taking both of them over Mike B. I guess at
Danilo.
At the time, hold on. At the time, yeah, you're not taking Danilo over Mike B. But looking back, I'm taking Danilo over Mike B. Because Danilo's still balling. They they do the same, like they kind of do the same things, and Danilo does it better.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think you're doing that though.
No, at the time, you're not taking you the Heat. You got D-Wade. You're not about to pass up Michael Beasley.
D-Wade would have requested a trade immediately.
Yeah, if you take Danilo, yeah,
you would have requested a trade. So
yeah. But Kevin Love though. Could you imagine if they took Kevin Love instead?
Kevin Love, that's one that I actually might have done at the time, possibly. I wouldn't be,
Kevin Love and D-Wade could have been nasty.
Yeah.
Especially Kevin at that time because he was doing his thing.
He was big boy.
Yeah. So Russell Westbrook went behind OJ Mayo. I didn't know that they were in the same draft.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, Russell went number 4 in that draft. That's actually kind of crazy.
Same draft as Zeros. I didn't know they was in the same draft.
Yeah, like this was a guard, like I know you're not high on OJ, but OJ at the time, we didn't know he was gonna turn into what he did.
Right. He was highly touted for sure.
Yeah, I'm not calling OJ a bust either. That
makes no sense.
He's not a bust. He just didn't get the opportunity to play.
What do you mean? Are you serious? Are you serious right now?
Because of drugs.
Don't do this, bro. You gotta help people accountable. Don't do this. Don't be an enabler. That's what you're being right now.
No.
OJ Mayo.
Off court. I can't call off court stuff a bust.
Why not?
Because that's off court. I'm talking about basketball, strictly basketball.
So would you still pick OJ Mayo?
Yeah. I mean, not now, of course, because of the drugs.
True, but like you would say his career was not hella disappointing and not hella like what the fuck?
It was cut short. It was absolutely cut short. It was disappointing because he, fell into drugs and whatnot. But in terms of his play,
He's not even in the NBA. You can't come back. That's a bust, bro. You picked a person and that person can't even legally play in the NBA anymore. That is the biggest bust. Legally, he cannot step foot in the NBA arena. Like, that's horrible, bro. That's horrible.
Yeah, I guess you're right. He's a bust. Oh God, it hurts. It hurts to say.
It's okay, but you have to say that in 2020.
You still taking OJ Mayo over Russell Westbrook though? What up?
For the Grizzlies, yeah. They have Michael Conley, and
Yeah. So you had who else? Jared Bayless went number 11. Serge Ibaka, number 24.
From the Congo, no?
Yeah, he was from the Republic of Congo.
That's tough to pick. That's tough to pick. Really, when players like from Africa, it's going to be like tough.
Yeah.
Like skill wise, you don't really know what's going on yet. So he's definitely developed into a lot, though.
Yeah, no, he has. I'm somebody was scouting. Somebody did a good job drafting on that for Serge Ibaka.
Yeah.
Whoever that man was. So yeah, that was an interesting draft. I didn't realize that OJ and Russell came in at the same time.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
We already talked about 2009. We don't need to brush on that one again.
Go to 2011.
2011.
Because number 2 was Derek Williams, went to Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest busts that I've seen in the past 10 years, I believe so. Derek Williams should not have been number 2 under any circumstances.
Yeah, nah, you're absolutely right.
That would make no sense.
Especially who else was in here? Yeah, you said Kemba Walker, number 9. Jimmer Fredette got picked above Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love Jimmer Fredette, but
he's still going crazy now. He dropped like 80 something in China, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so, but you're not picking him over Klay Thompson.
I mean, at that time, probably I understand why they did that, but yeah, that was a bad pick.
Yeah. Obviously. Kawhi Leonard, like you said, number 15. Now Kawhi, it took him some time. I don't think that if Kawhi wasn't with Greg Popovich, it was able to kind of see that winning culture and become that type of player. Had he gone somewhere else, not with that type of coaching, I don't think he'd be who he is today.
No.
I think Kawhi benefited a ton from being under Greg Popovich.
But Brandon Knight at what, 8th ahead of Kemba Walker, 7th ahead of Kemba Walker.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
That's crazy. Brandon Knight wasn't even that good in college to be picked ahead of Kemba Walker.
Also. Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
No.
Now what's lit? I like this though. Markieff and Marcus Morris both got drafted 13th and 14th. That's kind of dope.
That is dope.
I bet they all at family dinners. Markieff be like, I'm still ahead of you. I got drafted one ahead of you.
Yeah. That is cold. That's a cold to play with your twin brother in the league. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's really cold. Jimmy Butler went number 30.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Way too low. Way too low. Yeah. I don't know how he was in college though. How was he in college?
He was okay. He went to Marquette. He was good. I definitely say he's top 15. I wouldn't put him at the end of the first round. But the Bulls got him, so I was happy. So I was hey, fuck it. It was a steal for us.
Yeah. Isaiah Thomas, last pick in the draft, number 60.
How do we feel about Isaiah Thomas?
I don't know. So I can't call him a bust.
Not a bust because he's the last pick, but just it's
in his career, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. He had a couple really good years in Boston, but I don't know. I was never sold on Isaiah Thomas.
I think it was the size thing. Everybody knew it wasn't gonna last that long. I think.
Yeah, it was crazy because he was about to get max contract.
He was never gonna get it though.
He was gonna get max. No, he was gonna get max. Ooh. At that time in Boston, his last year, because he was balling that year.
Yeah, but they traded him because they want to give him that max.
He got injured he got injured right before though. Right before he was about to sign that contract. I think he'd have got max had he not have gotten injured. Somebody would have gave him max. Somebody.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but we'll never know.
Okay, what's this? 2012. A little lackluster, but some big names in here.
Mhm.
Anthony Davis, number one.
Love it.
That's fair. I'm not mad at that. I know he was mad at that, like, because New Orleans didn't have anybody at that time. Because they just traded Chris Paul, right?
Yeah, they had like Eric Gordon and yeah.
Yeah. So Michael Kidd Gilchrist got picked second above Bradley Beal.
That's huge bust. Another Michael Jordan assessment.
Oh my! It's funny. He's always in the top 10.
Yeah.
Always up there.
Yeah, he fumbled a lot of those picks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He could have had Bradley Beal. That's crazy.
Michael K. Gilchrist was
That's a
pure
bust.
athlete. Yeah, bust. Pure bust. Good
Yeah,
good defensive player, but not even elite enough to be second overall.
Yeah. So Deion Waiters actually got picked fourth ahead of Damian Lillard, who got picked at number 6.
I mean, yeah, Deion Waiters definitely. But Deion Waiters went to a better school. Damian Lillard went to Weber State, so maybe they just figured he'd probably fare out better because he plays a better competition. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was the wrong choice, though.
So I'm looking at number 22. It's this dude named Fab Mello. Have you ever heard of him?
Well, he went to did he go to Syracuse?
Yeah, he went to Syracuse.
Yeah, Fab Melo was interesting. Center, I believe, no?
Yeah, he was a center.
Fab
From
Melo was
Brazil.
interesting. He was he's everything that his name says it is. Like he was a character. He was a fast running the floor center. Kind of could fill a lane, kind of like a skinnier DeAndre Jordan, kind of
Okay.
skinny, lanky DeAndre Jordan. That's how he was in college, but that did not transition at all to the NBA. So he definitely was for sure.
He only played 1 year in the NBA.
Yeah, he didn't know what he was doing.
Not at all. He immediately says he played 1 year before returning to his home country and playing for like a league in Brazil. He was like, nah, I can't do the NBA.
Let me get this shit in dip. Let me get that one contract. Let me get this one check. I'm back to the crib with it.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
You living it up off that money in there.
So Draymond Green went number 35 in this draft.
That's too low.
That's too low. But I'm of that ilk that Draymond Green would not be much if he wasn't playing with Golden State.
Draymond Green was doing what he did in the finals, getting like 36, 15, and 7 at Michigan State for all 4 years.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he is what you saw against like LeBron in those early finals where they didn't have KD. That really is who Draymond is. Like he can ball. If he wants the ball, he can. I think he's been so far removed from that since he's on the Golden State, and he's changed completely on some Kevin Love shit. But when he first came in, he could ball for sure.
Yeah. So why do you think he got picked so low? Like he went second round.
I think it was because he was a 4-year player.
Okay.
Like Denzel Valentine thing, people use that against you. It's like you've been there too long.
Yeah.
So
stuck in that system and whatnot. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's definitely like I'm sure Golden State would have liked to pick him even earlier.
For sure.
So Golden State picked Festus Ezeli before Draymond Green.
Wow. That was a bad pick.
They picked Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes, he was interesting. Like I'm not gonna say he's a bust because is he still playing? Do you know?
Yeah, he's on. He is still playing.
Okay.
I don't know where that though.
So
Sacramento. Yeah, Sacramento.
I'm not mad at that because that North Carolina team was nasty.
Yeah.
With Harrison Barnes, and he was a key reason as to why they were with Tyler Zeller. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that was a nasty team.
It was.
Who else? Chris Middleton went number 39. You remember Mike Scott?
Mike Scott, he's on the 76ers now. I don't remember him in college though.
Yeah. Other than that, nobody. Last pick in the draft, man. Lakers' worst pick ever. Robert Sacre.
Robert Sacre.
Hey, Jordan used to call him Mr. Clean.
Yeah, Robert Sacre. That's terrible.
Terrible. highlight video is him shooting free throws. Are you kidding me?
This man can train.
Right. Yeah. Yo, so I didn't know who he was, but like when I saw, like when I was like, everybody else had at least like some in-game footage. Like I was like, all right, cool. Like, all right, it's Robert Sacre. I never heard of him. Let me at least see what his in-game footage is. Like, let me see what his highlights are real quick. And when they showed me him shooting free throws by himself, I already knew. Like, oh man, oh man, oh man.
Oh my God, Robert Sacre.
Now, 2013 might be one of the worst draft classes ever.
2013. Okay.
Number one, we already know Anthony Bennett.
Yeah, that's the worst draft pick.
One of the worst draft picks I've ever had the pleasure of seeing.
He's up there with Kwame Brown.
Yeah, right up there.
Right
1A, 1B.
He might be the worst because Kwame Brown at least played for like 10 years, I think.
Yeah.
Anthony Bennett played for like 2 tops. So
yeah, Anthony, and I think he's playing overseas right now. No, he might be in the G League right now.
That's embarrassing.
It is. Could you imagine being Anthony Bennett playing in the G League?
You know, Jeremy Lin just played in the G League.
I feel like I heard that.
He had like a lot of threes, I think. But yeah, he's in the G League.
I think Jeremy got, man, I don't know. I think they didn't give him the shot that he deserved.
I think he got too many chances.
No, he didn't.
I think he got way too many chances.
No, he didn't. Because Melo ruined Jeremy Lin's career, in my opinion.
I don't think that's true.
Gee, when Melo was down and Lin's sanity happened, Melo couldn't handle that. He wanted to be.
It was for 10 games though.
But gee,
like when sanity lasted like half a season or whole, it was 10 games. And he had plenty of time afterwards to do something. He never did it again.
That's because he never got that opportunity again.
He was nobody knew who he was. G, that's all it was. It was 10 games. As soon as the scouting report came out on him, it was done. You need 10 games to develop a scouting report. As soon as the 10 games over, it was done. G, he never got close to his career high again. His career high was like 31. He never got close again.
Melo played him though. Melo messed it up.
Don't feed into that, G.
No, Melo messed it up, G. Because
that's not what happened, G.
Melo killed that vibe. He couldn't handle that heat. Like he couldn't handle somebody else being a man. Lin's sanity was real.
What does that have to do with you making your shots?
Once Melo came back, it was like, no, like they stopped feeding Jeremy the way that he was able to get fed.
Wouldn't you stop feeding Jeremy Lin if you had Carmelo Anthony? Like, no, why would you ever pass the ball to Jeremy Lin when Carmelo Anthony is on the floor? Like, you're talking about Carmelo Anthony stopped Lin's sanity. It's like,
yo,
anytime on the
floor. I get that. You're not passing to Jeremy if Melo's on the floor. I understand that. But we saw what Jeremy could be. And
not off 10 games. We're not doing that. No, we're not off 10 games. You can't do that. That was a week and a half, bro, of his life. We can't judge him off a week and a half of his life.
Jeremy needs to be in the league. He doesn't deserve to be in the G League. It's his Asian American heritage. That's the problem. That's the problem, bro. That's the problem.
He got like 3 more contracts after that. That's more than enough.
True. He doesn't deserve to be in the G League. That's disrespectful.
He got a ring too.
Exactly. What does that tell you?
That's enough. It's like, thank you for your time. You've been here. We gave you 3 contracts to get out. It's over. Like, we're not keep on doing this. No.
No, man. That's hilarious. So Victor Oladipo went number 2.
Okay.
Otto Porter Jr. went number 3.
That's too high.
Yeah, that's too high. Cody Zeller went number 4. High.
That's Michael Jordan.
Bobcats, yep. Yep. Alex Lynn went number 5. Nerlens Noel. Now, he had an okay career. Like, even though it's kind of short, he had an okay career, in my opinion.
He's still playing.
I'm not mad at his career. CJ McCollum went number 10. So people ahead of CJ McCollum were who I just named, and then Ben McLemore, Kentavious Caldwell Pope, he's found some life in LA now.
Yeah, for sure.
And Trey Burke. You definitely taking CJ McCollum over all of them. Were you taking CJ over Victor?
No, I wouldn't do that. No.
Okay. Steven Adams, solid big man. He even when he came in, like he wasn't really anything special when he came in. He kind of had to find his size and strength. Now, of course, the biggest one or the biggest surprise in this draft is, of course, Giannis going number 15.
Yeah.
Now, I guess they just didn't know what they were going to get. And even Giannis's first couple of years, like he wasn't anything special. He didn't start really taking off until like what, last 4 years or so, 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, I think that was just good scouting, honestly.
Okay. Rudy Gobert being number 27, I think that's a little low. Especially when you draft like Cody Zeller, Alex Lynn, Nerlens Noel.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you missed out. Who else? That's really all. I'm not seeing anybody else on here that's like really noteworthy.
That's fair.
Yeah, so that's it. It was a pretty subpar draft class. Let's hit 14 up. I don't even remember who's in 14. Let's see. So 14, you got number 1 being Andrew Wiggins. What we calling?
Who was number 2?
Jabari Parker.
Damn.
Who's
number 3?
Joel Embiid.
Damn, Andrew Wiggins. I would say he definitely is underperformed being the number 1 pick. I wouldn't say
absolutely,
though, but he definitely does not deserve to be number 1.
Nah, but he was cold in college.
He was. Yeah, high school.
Cold in college. But yeah, not number 1. Jabari Parker was also cold in college. And very cold at Duke.
That's a bust.
Yeah, that's a bust for being what he was supposed to be. Now when you look at that, it's like, dang, Jabari or Joel, like you definitely taking Joel Embiid.
Imagine Joel with Giannis. Gee.
Yikes. That'd have been crazy.
That's a mishap right there.
Yeah. Now after Joel Embiid, Aaron Gordon went number 4 in that draft.
That's too high for Aaron Gordon.
Too high.
All he
doesn't have the skills to be that high. Not that high.
You know what's really interesting about Aaron Gordon?
What?
All he really cares about is dunking and being cool.
Yeah, that's it.
Like I saw a YouTube video the other day about him saying, being mad that he hasn't won a dunk contest. He said all he wanted in life was to win the dunk contest. I'm like, that's what you're dreaming of? Like, what?
That's crazy.
I'm like, no, well, that's amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's too high though.
Dante Exum, number 5.
Too high.
Too high. Marcus Smart, number 6.
I like it.
Yeah. Julius Randle, number 7.
I like it.
I think he could have gone a little higher. Maybe ahead of Aaron Gordon. But I think people were thinking Aaron Gordon was going to be the new Blake Griffin also at the time.
Yeah, we went below that. So yeah. Okay.
Zach LaVine, number 13.
And Dante Exum was picked ahead of him. Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, yeah, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Other than that, not Rodney Hood at 23.
Where's Rodney at?
Rodney Hood?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
He played decent in Cleveland for a little bit. I remember he was playing decent and then just disappeared.
He's still sort of relevant on whatever team he's on. I can't think of it right now, but he's still relevant. Like
he's on the Blazers. He's hurt.
Okay. Yeah, he's still relevant though. Like he's still, okay. Yeah, he is on the Blazers. That's right. He's had some good years there too.
Okay.
Clint Capella went number 25.
It's okay.
I'm not mad at that. I guess we didn't know he was gonna be. My boy Joe Harris went number 33. In the draft.
Yeah, that's a shooter.
Yeah, shooter. Jokic, number 41 in the draft.
Way too low.
He also was coming from overseas. That's another one of those like overseas you just don't know.
You got to gamble on those.
Yeah. Jordan Clarkson, number 46. I'm not mad at that. And that's what remember I was talking about Shannon Brown earlier?
Yeah.
I was confusing him with Jordan Clarkson.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I see that though, yeah.
Yeah, that's really it in this one. Giannis's younger brother got drafted in this one. So they got drafted in the same class.
He got all his brothers in the league. That's weird.
Oh, they are all?
Yeah, it's three of them. One of them plays on the Bucks, one of them plays on the Lakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm checking 15 now. Let's see.
Oh, it's a good one.
15?
Yeah.
We got Carl Anthony, number 1.
Okay.
D'Angelo, number 2.
D'Angelo Russell.
Okay. D. Russ, he still got some career at him.
Mm-hmm.
Jahlil Okafor, number 3.
That's a unfortunate bust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, it's crazy. Like he's just gone. Like out of it.
Not even a factor. Yeah.
Yeah. Kristaps Porzingis is number 4.
If you had drafted Kristaps, I don't think anybody would have drafted Kristaps that early. But if you wanted to and drafted him to the 76ers instead of getting Jahlil Okafor, that's nasty.
Yeah.
That's really nasty.
Yeah. Mario Hezonja, number 5.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah. Willie Cauley-Stein, number 6. Bust. Bust.
It's high.
It's way too high for him.
It's high.
Especially when you see Devin Booker, number 13. I know Devin wasn't what he is now back then, but still.
Yeah, for sure.
That's somebody ain't know.
What was the next center taken after Willie Cauley-Stein, though?
You said what?
What was the next center taken after Willie Cauley-Stein?
After Willie, you got Frank Kaminsky.
No.
Miles Turner. Now Miles had a Miles I definitely would have taken above. Kelly Oubre Jr. number 15. That's not like too low or too high.
That's cool.
But you know, Terry Rozier went number 16. So he's definitely playing higher than his draft. Other than that, you got CD Osman. I don't know how people feel about him. I like him, but he's not like a great player or anything like that.
I like to see him out of Cleveland. I think he's been there a little bit too long. I like to see him to the team.
Yeah. Other than that, not really anybody else. So yeah, let's check out the last one. 2016. All right, who's in 16? 16 we got. 16 was a little good. Ben Simmons, number 1.
Nice.
I'm not mad at that at all. Brandon Ingram, number 2.
Nice.
When he came in, he definitely isn't. Now he wasn't, or when he came in, he wasn't looking like a number 2. For like
his very hard on him early. I
was very hard on him. Because I had high hopes for him, and I think I may have had too high of hopes, but it was just the way that he was playing. Like he's doing everything now that he was doing then, but he's just making them. Before he just wasn't making them. So, Jaylen Brown, who you taking? Jaylen Brown or Brandon Ingram? Jaylen Brown went number 3. Brandon went number 2.
Damn. I'm gonna pick Jaylen Brown just because I appreciate his defensive presence.
I feel that. Chris Dunn went number 5.
I like Chris Dunn. He's a defensive point guard, so I think a lot of stuff will come up on the stat sheet besides the steals. He was top 5 in steals in the last year he played with the Bulls. He's a really good defensive player.
Okay. So. Chris Dunn. I remember Chris Dunn. I'm not mad at. You think he was 5? Think that was too high or no?
Probably too high, but I'm not gonna say bust. Just a little bit too high.
Okay.
A little bit.
A little too high. Jamal Murray got picked behind Chris Dunn.
See.
Number 7. Yeah.
It's too high.
It's too high. Domantas Sabonis got picked behind Chris Dunn. I like Sabonis a lot. I like him a lot. I'm very big on him. Denzel Valentine got picked number 14 in that draft.
I would not pick Denzel Valentine 14th.
Nah.
If anybody else valued behind him.
Yeah. Karis LeVert. Now, I think he still has a lot of growing to do, but I think he has a very bright future.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of almost similar to kind of that Brandon Ingram thing, in my opinion. Like he's taking the shots. I think as he grows and gets like better, those shots will start dropping, and we'll see like a different level of that. Pascal Siakam went number 27.
That's good scouting.
That's good scouting.
Yeah.
Zubac went number 32.
Okay.
Malcolm Brogdon went number 36.
Nasty.
Yeah.
So like Michael Brockton should be picked ahead of Chris Dunn and Denzel Valentine.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Definitely Denzel Valentine.
yeah.
um
Yeah, they promoted his mixtape. I was watching the Bulls game last night, G.
They promoted his mixtape.
Yeah, on air. I was like, come
Wow.
on. 513 made me.
513 made me is a title.
Yeah, from Lansing.
Say goodbye. Nah, listen.
I'm just letting you know what they said to me on the Bulls broadcast. I was highly disturbed. I was like, bro, I want to hear that.
Right?
No.
Tell me his stats. Like, is he
Right.
hooping? Or like, I don't want to hear about,
no,
nothing about his mixtape. Nothing about his mix. Come on.
You need some wins before you start promoting your mixtape, G. Nah.
Tonight. How many assists? Like, what's up with that? I don't want to hear nothing about his mixtape.
How do you feel about making a
play? I don't even want to hear about him in the studio. Like, geez, no, get in the gym, my boy. What are you doing? Yeah, you don't got no free time. You got no free time.
I need Mamba mentality from
you need all that badge. That's ridiculous. Oh man, on the game, that's crazy.
Highly unprofessional. It was highly
man, that's crazy. Oh man. So yeah, that's what's that? 2000 through 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I got another discussion if you want to get to it real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna go over still analyzing the past decade and stuff. I'm gonna analyze the past 10 MVPs, and you tell me which one was the most dominant at the time they got the MVP.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over the last 10 years. So we got Giannis the past 2 years, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Steph 2 times, KD, then is LeBron 2 times, Rose, then LeBron James 2 times again. So which one of those MVPs in their prime when they won this would you take?
So can we just omit of LeBron real quick? Like,
why are you going to omit LeBron?
Because he GOAT, like that's GOAT.
Okay, fine. No LeBron.
Yeah, so no LeBron. That's right. GOAT conversation. Like
that's fair.
So it's not even disrespect to LeBron. It's actually just respect to LeBron. Because I mean,
KD? You want to take KD off also?
No, because KD still got some more to prove.
Okay.
LeBron, like any GOAT conversation, like as much as people hate LeBron, like you got to give it to him. Fair. So we're just gonna omit him from this. I'm gonna give it to Steph.
Okay.
The reason I give it to Steph is because, like, he literally changed the way that the NBA is being played.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like, it's all Steph Curry now. Like, in terms of like how it's influenced the game. Look how many teams shoot 3 points now. Like, every team is shooting at least like 10, 15 3 points a game.
Shit. 25, 30.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they've been doing that for years. Mm-hmm. So I got to give it to Steph because one of the influence that he's done, and then with two, because of how dominant he was doing it. Like when Steph was hot, you can't beat him. You can't beat him. Like he pulling up from anywhere, off dribbles, like, and his handle is nasty. That's another thing I think goes unnoticed with Steph. Like he got a nasty handle on it, and like he can create any type of space, and he shoots so quick that he doesn't even need to create that much space. All he needs is to wobble you real quick, and it's a wrap. Like he wobble you and then pull up. Mm-hmm. That's unstoppable. And then, like I said, he pull ups from logo. He's the logo marksman. Compared to others, like he was the first one that was like doing it on the regular. Mm-hmm. I got to give it to Steph. As much as I want to give it to KD, I got to give it to Steph.
Okay. I'm gonna disagree with you because I think in order for Steph to fly, you have to have Derrick Rose lay the patchwork for that to even be a thing. Because before Derrick Rose, people was not open to scoring point guards that much. I mean, you had Gilbert Arenas and you had like Allen Iverson, but that was even a different type of point guard. But in terms of like athletic point guards, Derrick Rose started that trend and really took that to another level and changed, one, I think, how people view point guards, and two, nobody could deal with him, bro. Nobody could deal with Derrick Rose, and at his prime, nobody could deal with him.
Except for LeBron.
LeBron with D-Wade, yes. Yes.
Yeah, nobody could deal with him.
Nobody can deal with Derrick Rose. MVP Derrick Rose, nobody could deal with him.
I'm not mad at that. I think we need an honorable mention though.
What are we throwing in?
Kobe. Like Kobe, how many MVPs did he win? He only won one MVP?
I believe so.
And when was that? 2010?
08, I believe.
Oh wait.
08 or 09.
Now, you think he should have won more MVPs than he did?
No. Why would he win more MVPs?
I don't know. That's something I've always been curious about.
No, because I think his best years, besides the one he won in 08, was like what the 06 or 07 one, where he averaged like 34 points in the season. But even then, they were like a 7th seed, and they lost, I think, in the first round. Albeit that team was trash, but I don't think, besides that year, there's not another year that you could say Kobe Bryant deserved MVP. I don't think so.
Over anybody else? Or like over the person that won it, I guess?
Yeah, I don't think so. We could pull up the MVP list to see.
So the reason I say that is because now Kobe, he's only had one MVP, but he's dominated the league. Or let me not say dominated, because dominated is an interesting word. It's a very choosy word. Mm-hmm. But he's been a factor in the league his whole career, but even from like his last, or aside from his last, like 2 or 3 years, mm-hmm. from like that point for 12 years, it's Kobe. Like whenever you came to LA, you were playing Kobe, and it was like that was going to be a game that you had to worry about.
But I think it just being a star in the league, I don't think being a star in the league guarantees you MVP. So just look at this. Since he's been in the league, you had, let's say 2000, Shaquille O'Neal won it. I don't think any year that he was with Shaq, he would have won it.
No.
So Shaq would win it in 2000. Allen Iverson won in 01. Tim Duncan 02. Tim Duncan 03. So okay. Kevin Garnett, I don't think he should have won it over the year Kevin Garnett won MVP. Nah. Steve Nash 2 times. That was 2 Steve Nash teams were beating Kobe Bryant in the playoffs.
First round.
Right.
No, I'm saying I was agreeing with you. Like,
oh yeah.
That hurts my heart. That's why I love Steve Nash so much.
Yeah, so I don't think he would have won it any of those years because he lost in the first round. And also, Kobe was like a dickhead also to those early Laker teams.
True.
Then you have Dirk Nowitzki in 07. That's the year they got busted in the first round against the Warriors. But that year, Dirk was on fire.
Yeah.
That aside. The year after that is when Kobe Bryant won in 08. So cool. Then you have 2009, 2010, LeBron James. And that was LeBron James when he was in Cleveland playing ridiculous.
Doing everything.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't see any year that he would have won it besides the 08 one. Honestly.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. That makes sense. He was finals MVP though.
Yeah, for sure. He was finals MVP twice?
Yeah, both times.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I think one is one is good. He deserves to get at least one for sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not mad at that. He got his first teams anyway.
And that's all you got to look at, man.
Yeah, he got his
first. Which one you value, you got ranks and shit.
True.
For the last segment, real quick, we can do a player appreciation. The one player you feel like don't get this much recognition in the career. I'm going to go with Penny Hardaway. Injuries did plague him, but I think people forget how cold Penny was during the mid to late 90s.
Yeah,
a little bit of 2000s. Like Penny was a dog.
Okay,
time. So
I like that. I like that a lot. Now I don't know how much record, if he gets enough or not, but I don't feel like he does. I'm gonna say Paul Pierce.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Paul Pierce. I think, man, Paul Pierce is cold. I know he didn't win until he got help, but even when he wasn't winning, like he was still doing him. He was a baller, and he was a baller in the sense he wasn't gonna beat you with athleticism. He wasn't gonna beat you with brute force or anything like that. Like he was just a skilled hooper, and getting tapped by him, he used to tap people slowly, and game them after tapping them. And I think that's nasty. Like Paul Pierce was cold. I know he's not the greatest. He might not even be top 20 on a lot of people's lists, but I would sneak him in top 20 I think he deserves a lot more recognition than he does get. See, I'm gonna say Paul Pierce. That's gonna be my sleeper, even though he's not technically not a sleeper. Like people know who he is, but I think he deserves a bit more recognition than he gets.
You deserve more respect. Paul Pierce is definitely hated by me.
Yeah.
But I guess as time wears off, you just get to look at the highlights and the matchups he had. He held his own a lot of the times. I'm not going to hate too much.
Yeah.
Definitely against LeBron, he held his own a lot.
No, and he says that he's like he killed LeBron or whatever, like he killed his spirit or whatever, but I'm not agreeing with any of that. But he held his own against Bron. Like those are some good battles.
Yeah,
sure. So yeah, Paul Pierce, that's gonna be my boy.
For sure. Well, this has been the first episode of the extended cut of the Retro Jersey Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you guys follow Retro Jersey Pod on Instagram, like, share, follow, all that.
Subscribe, do all that good stuff.
And join the squad, get into these combos in the comment section and everything. But shit, until next time, Jamal, Larry, yes, we out here. Peace.
Peace.